Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome to SD's Chess World and I hope you are doing well. This video is about Indian Grandmaster Vidit Santosh Gujrathi, who wins a 24 Tepe Sigeman Chess Tournament with Grandmaster Nils Grandelius. Both the player has 3.5 points at the end of the tournament. The thing is, Vidit has drawn his first 3 rounds and in round 4 he has a black pieces against Grandmaster Morozevich Alexander, and he just have to win this game to win the tournament. So today we're going to see this game, but before going to it, don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the notification icon. It will notify you whenever I post a new video. Now you have done that, let's go for the game. As you know, Alexander has a white pieces and Vidit has a black pieces. Alexander started with d4, queen's pawn opening and knight to f6 by Vidit, king's Indian defense, c4 and g6. Now expected moves are bishop to g7 and after that castling and this d5 move. Here knight to c5 is played by Alexander. He just grabbing this d5 square which is in the center, and after that he can push this pawn over this d5 square. It can control this 2 square over here, which is definitely bad for black, so Vidit goes for d5 immediately. Here white can capture this pawn, but it captures, knight captures, and queen captures the knight, and this position is not good for white because his 2 pieces are stuck over here and white can castle here. Also there is open diagonal for black over here and black can simply develop with the bishop. His bishop can come out, a knight can come out, and it's very easy for black. So Alexander don't go for it. Alexander go for knight to f3 and supporting this pawn over here, and after that bishop to g7, standard move. Queen to b3. Now there is triple attack on this pawn by this pawn, knight and queen, and there is 2 supporter only, and if black castles here he just lose this pawn. So first of all d takes on c4 and queen takes on c4 and bishop to e6. Now attacking on the queen. Here white can go for this b4 move where it can harass this pawn on b7 which is unprotected, but black can simply go for this b6 move, and there is no need of putting this queen over here. So Alexander goes for queen to d3, and after queen to d3 c5 was played by Vidit. Here white can capture this pawn, but if white capture this pawn, then queen will take the queen, pawn will take this queen, and after that black can simply develop better. Castling, bishop will come out. After that knight to c6 and white castles, and you can see this bishop is stuck over here. He just have to push this pawn. For that he just have to keep his bishop on this a3 square to support it. In the game c5, after c5 e4 was played by the Alexander. He just don't want to exchange the queen over here, so c takes on d4 and knight takes on d4. As you can see, this knight is attacking on the bishop, and Vidit don't want to exchange his bishop pair for this movement, so Vidit goes for bishop to d7. After that f3 supporting this e4 pawn and knight to c6. Now developing knight, and here Vidit just want to exchange the knight. Alexander accepted it. Knight takes on c6 and bishop takes on c6. Now this bishop has really strong diagonal over here, but is currently gained by this 3 connected pawn, and there is a queen on this d4 square and they are facing each other on d file. So Alexander goes for queen captures on d8 with check, and rook captures on d8. Now this rook is controlling over this d file, and here bishop to e3 attacking on this unprotected a7 pawn and a6, and after that bishop to a2. And now you can see that these 2 bishops are covering lots of square. I will highlight them. You can see these ones. These all squares which I am highlighting are covered by the bishop, so that's why players are always want to keep their bishop pair on the board. After this black castles and king to f2. Now this is what we can call as a manual castling, because if white can go for here castling, then this king is going far away and it can't support this 2 bishop. Instead of that, on this move, that is king to f2, it is supporting this 2 bishop, and this rook can come for this d1 square. After this, knight to e8 played by Vidit to make this knight to jump on this d6 square, where it can control really good squares in the center. Rook h to d1, now attacking on this unprotected rook over here, and Vidit don't want to exchange, so he goes for knight to d6. Now this knight is really strong over here. It's taking lots of square in the center, and this is a good position for this knight. a4, Alexander started attack from queen side, and f5. Now you can see that king is on f file, and this rook is covering this f file, so after this exchange, this pawn is pinned. So here first Alexander captures, e captures on f5, and Vidit goes for g captures on f5. By doing this, he just ruined his king safety, but it's okay, because after this black is definitely going for this f4 move, king to e1. Now this move is also avoiding this influence of these 2 rooks, also making some room for this bishop on this f2 square if this f4 move is played. After that, Vidit goes for king to f7, and Vidit is taking his king for the march and also support over the pieces. Bishop to d4, now attacking on this bishop, so Vidit goes for bishop to f6. Vidit accepted the exchange over here, b4 played by Alexander, and he will definitely go for b5 over here, and Vidit goes for rook to c8 and make a trap. And here white can go for this b5 square. If we go for b5 square attacking on this bishop, then definitely bishop captures on d4, and you can see that you just have to capture this bishop. If you capture this light square bishop, then bishop captures on this c3 with check, and also grabbing this rook over here. So definitely you just have to capture. So rook captures this bishop. After that, here bishop to f3, taking the pawn, and this knight is hanging over here. You can capture this bishop over here, but you just lose the knight, and after this b captures on a6 and b captures on a6, black is simply having extra pawn on the board. So after seeing this trap, Alexander knows that this knight is weak over here, so he goes for rook to a3 supporting, and definitely he will go for this b5 move. But before that, Vidit goes himself with b5. Here a captures on b5 and a captures on b5, and there is a bishop exchange. Bishop captures on f6 and king captures on f6. King is moving towards the center. That is quite interesting. Rook to a6, now kind of pinning. One of the pieces definitely going to pin, and as you can see that this knight and the bishop is attacking on this b5 square, where it has only 2 protector, and one of that is definitely going to pin. So if there is any kind of move like this rook f to d8, then bishop will capture this b5 pawn. Bishop can capture over here, but it just losing the bishop because this knight is pinned now. So definitely by seeing this, as Vidit make a old trap, so he just go with that bishop takes on f3, taking the pawn, and there is a discover attack on this knight which is unprotected over here as discussed. So you can capture bishop over here, but that just you are losing the pawn. Alexander goes for knight captures on b5. This knight is pinned over here, so it can't move. Here bishop takes on g2, taking second pawn, knight takes on d6 and e takes on d6. Rook d takes on d6 with a check, and now king moves to king to e5, going towards the center, supporting this pawn over here. By watching this pawn, Alexander goes for bishop to d3 and keeping eye on it. Here Vidit goes for bishop to e4. Now just want to exchange this light square bishop, and there will be a rook game. But Alexander goes for king to d2 and supporting this bishop. Rook c to d8 played by Vidit. There is a double attack on this bishop by this bishop and rook, if this rook is get moving. And here Alexander goes for rook takes on d8. which is for one of the inaccurate moves suggested by the engine. Here engine suggested rook to e6, giving a check. King will definitely have to go to f4 square, and after that you can take your rook on d6 square. If black takes the rook, you can take the rook over here, and you are still controlling this bishop, which is attack, and you can push your pawn ahead. Black can't push his pawn ahead because of the king over here. Sorry. But Alexander goes for this rook takes on d8, and here rook takes on d8. There is double attack on this bishop. Now it is pin because of this rook. So Alexander have to play rook to a3 now. Now these two pieces, that is this rook and king, is supporting this bishop, and they can go away from this bishop. If they go, then definitely there is a bishop capture. After that, f4 played by Vidit. Now this pawn only need a 3 move to promote, and this bishop is also pinned. So here king to e2 played by Alexander, and here Vidit pushes f3 with check supported by this bishop. That's why Alexander plays king to e3, and now you can see this bishop is under attack over here. So Vidit captures, bishop takes on d3, and this is a trap. Here you cannot capture this bishop because it is going to be a mistake, and that is what happened in the game. Alexander captures, rook takes on d3, and here Vidit goes for an excellent move. I would like to say that if you want to go ahead and check that move, then you can pause the video here. The excellent move played by Vidit, that is f2, and here white have to make a choice. Good choice is taking this rook over here, and after that there is a queen on the board. And bad choice is taking this pawn, and you will lose this rook, and definitely this pawn will fall after the rook to b3 move, and this pawn is definitely not going to be promoted because there is a pawn on h file. So both the moves, that is the first one, if rook captures the rook and queen will be here on the board, you can see that black has only one pawn, but after doing this check, black can definitely go for this pawn, and queen is really strong over this rook over here. So on this move, that is f2, Alexander resigns the game, and a brilliant game played by Vidit, and this is the comeback game for him. I also make one video of TATA Steel Chess Tournament Challenger Zone where Vidit wins this title. I will definitely put a link in the description, and you can also check the upright corner right now. Also, there is a question in my mind that do you think Vidit will be a second Indian Grandmaster who will win the World Chess Championship? And I am looking forward for your comments. I hope you like this video. If yes, then go ahead, hit the like button and share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. You just have to click the red circle over here. It will notify you whenever I post a new video. You can join me on Facebook, Twitter and Google+. You just have to search SD's Chess World. You can watch my previous videos here, and thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.